Checking criminal court records, looking up a civil lawsuit, or maybe trying to track down a traffic violation. Whether you're verifying a divorce, checking up on a probate case, or needing to quickly confirm a court date before it's too late, you absolutely need accurate information, and you need it fast. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to demystify the Virginia judicial system. We are going to show you exactly how to find the legal documents you need, and just as importantly, how to avoid all those fake public record websites out there.
Look, whether you're a landlord trying to run a background check before handing over the keys, a family trying to navigate a really complex probate issue, or just an everyday person trying to confirm a court hearing date so you don't miss an appearance, knowing how to navigate this system is a seriously essential life skill. You need to know how to research someone before hiring or renting to them, and how to confirm if a case is actually active.
Here's the thing. Knowing exactly where to look is going to save you hours of intense frustration. It also protects you from those expensive, misleading third-party websites that promise instant background checks, but usually just deliver outdated or completely unofficial data. Consider this explainer your direct, step-by-step map to the real, official sources. All right, before we even start searching, we really need a map of the terrain. Virginia actually divides its judicial system into two main categories: courts of record and courts not of record. Now, in a court of record, proceedings are recorded verbatim, usually by a court reporter. And any appeals go straight up to higher appellate courts, like the Virginia Court of Appeals or the Virginia Supreme Court. Courts not of record, on the flip side, don't hold jury trials, and they generally deal with lower jurisdictional limits. Knowing this distinction is huge because it dictates exactly where your specific record lives. Understanding this hierarchy tells you exactly where to look. At the top trial level, we have the circuit court. This is a court of record handling the heavy hitters: felonies, civil claims over $25,000, and divorces. Then we drop down to the courts not of record. First is the General District Court, which handles misdemeanors, simple traffic summonses, and civil disputes under $25,000. Finally, there's the Juvenile and Domestic Relations Court, or JNDR, which handles highly sensitive family matters, juvenile cases, and child support. Okay, so knowing the courts is step one, but knowing which websites to actually trust, that's step two, and it's a big one. Using the official Virginia judiciary systems, which are almost always free, highly accurate, and end in .gov or .us domain names, is your absolute best defense against scams. Those misleading third-party sites, they're costly, unofficial, and often pull from databases that are literally months behind the actual courts. Here's what many websites just don't tell you. Most people fail right out of the gate because they search the long system first. They'll try to look up a minor traffic violation, which, remember, belongs in General District Court, inside a circuit court database. If you keep that court hierarchy we just talked about in mind, you will avoid this exact trap. Let's actually walk through the exact steps to use the state's True Compass, the official online case information system, better known as OSIS 2.0. Step 1, navigate to the portal. Step 2, you have to scroll down and accept the site usage disclaimer. Step 3, select your court level and division, like criminal or traffic. And finally, step 4, enter the name to find a specific person or search by the exact case number or hearing date. It really is that straightforward when you're in the right place. But hold on a second. A really common mistake people make is finding their traffic ticket on that OCIS 2.0 statewide search and then trying to pay it right there on the spot. You cannot pay fines on OCIS 2.0. To actually process an online payment, you have to switch over to this specific General District Court case information system for that local county to handle the transaction. To make your search as painless and efficient as possible, you really need to gather some specific info before you even touch your keyboard. You'll want the first and last name spelled correctly, the exact case number if you have it, the hearing date, the correct court tier, and the specific county or city where the case actually occurred. Identity details matter immensely when querying these databases, so double-check your spelling. Okay, picture this. You've typed the defendant's name perfectly into the portal. You absolutely know you're looking in the right county, but nothing comes up. Have you ever had that happen? It's incredibly frustrating. Let's look at the hidden traps that cause these records to seemingly vanish into thin air. Well, there are a few major reasons records hide from public view online. First off, system update delays. Clerks have to manually enter this data, and that just takes time. Second, there can be differences between local and state databases. But more importantly, the record might involve a juvenile, or it might be legally sealed. Virginia law actually mandates that certain records remain completely hidden from the general public. And this brings up a huge technical trap that catches so many people completely off guard. There is absolutely no statewide online search option for civil cases in circuit courts. So, if you're looking for a massive civil lawsuit, you often have to bypass the state portals and navigate directly to that specific local county's government website, like the Fairfax County Court Public Access Network, to find what you're looking for. It all really comes down to this tricky balance between transparency and privacy. While the Virginia Constitution presumes courts are open to the public, meaning dockets, summons, judgments, and transcripts are generally fair game, highly sensitive details are heavily restricted. Things like mental health commitment proceedings, adoptions, grand jury files, and social security numbers are strictly redacted or completely sealed away. Which brings us right to juvenile and domestic relations, or J&DR courts. Because these courts are hyper-focused on the welfare of minors, family rehabilitation, and community safety, their dockets and files are intentionally excluded from these public online portals. Basically, unless you're a direct party to the case or you have a specific court order in your hand, you aren't getting access to these files. Even in very public filings, like a circuit court divorce, you're still going to hit roadblocks. Yes, the final divorce decree might be a public record, but Virginia Code Section 2124 severely restricts access to the really intimate details inside that file. Financial affidavits, child custody evaluations, domestic abuse allegations, and any details regarding minor children are shielded from the public eye. All right, let's pivot and talk about a massive recent shift in Virginia law that changes the game for background checks. As of July 1, 2026, the Virginia Clean Slate Law goes into full effect. This law automatically seals certain qualifying criminal charges and convictions from routine public background checks, which fundamentally alters what landlords and employers are going to be able to see online. Now, it's totally vital to grasp the difference between expungement and record sealing here. Expungement, which Virginia already has on the books, applies to non-convictions like dismissed cases or acquittals, and it effectively destroys the public footprint altogether. But the new 2026 record sealing actually applies to convictions. It hides the record from public view, sure, but the record technically still exists in the background for law enforcement and the courts to see. Now, what if you're doing historical research? Keep in mind, not everything is digitized yet. Far from it. If you're looking for really old probate records or historical deeds, you might actually need to visit a physical archive. For instance, Fairfax County has a historic record center with documents dating all the way back to 1742. It's like a giant historical puzzle. If you do end up having to go in person, remember this. Virginia Code Section 17.1-208 guarantees your right to inspect court records for free, in person, at the clerk's office during regular business hours. You can literally walk in, request the files, and take notes entirely for free. You only have to pull out your wallet to pay nominal fees, usually around 50 cents a page, if you need physical printed copies or official certifications. So, to quickly summarize our map and compass for today's explainer, your safest and fastest method is to always begin by identifying the correct court tier. Are you in Circuit, General District, or J&DR? Once you know that, leverage the free official Virginia Judiciary online portals like OSIS 2.0 before you do anything else. And if the state portal doesn't have it, just verify locally on the county-specific website. Before we wrap this up, I need you to keep this vital legal disclaimer in mind. Court record access is heavily dependent on specific Virginia laws, case types, and the exact jurisdiction. As we've seen today, some records may be sealed, restricted, delayed, or just plain unavailable online. That is exactly why you must always use official Virginia court or government sources to verify your information whenever possible. So, I'm curious, have you ever spent hours trying to track down a Virginia court record? Have you ever struggled to find a hearing date? Or maybe ran into one of those frustrating third-party scam sites? I really want to hear about it. Like, subscribe, and let us know about your experiences in the comments below. And leave us with this thought. In an age where data is absolutely everywhere, why is the most important legal information sometimes the hardest to find? Thanks for joining us on this explainer, and keep learning.